Hello, and welcome to day three. And this is going to be our 12 days of Christmas, and we are on day three. And today we're going to be using the tag maker. So, the tag maker is one of CM's constant products. We've had two different ones, and you can use any one for this activity. So, the 3-in-1 bevel tag is the one that's currently in stock. And so you can go ahead and purchase that now. There's also the 3-in-1 scallop tag punch, which was a 2019 punch. So that one is available also. I mean, not available, but if you have it, you can use it. There's no problem with using that. So this is going to be a little longer today, I think, depending on how fast and how everything goes. So I'm going to show you how to do a number of different projects. And with this number of different projects, um, some will be easy, some will be a little bit more difficult. So feel free to, as you're listening to the recording, to stop it and go and press play as much as you have. I will keep the instructions as concise as possible. So I'm going to pull this away, but these are all the different projects we are going to make tonight. And some of the tools you need, you're just going to have to kind of hang in there with me as we talk about them, because some of the things I have on my table is the tag maker. I have the de-sticky, the stick, the anti-stick powder, your tape runner refills. So it's just things that you're going to be kind of grabbing as you go, and you'll get a vision as you start to work with this. And so it's kind of fun. I also use a lot of the harder cardstock ones that we used to have. I'm using that for a lot of my bases for my tags if I'm not using paper or cardstock. All right, so let's get started. The first one that I want to show is I love to match my wrapping paper with and my tag. So what I'm going to simply do is use the extra cardstock that I have from anything. This could be any color. These are just scraps that I have. And most of my tags are going to be the 2.5 size. So on your tag maker, you will see that you can make a 2.5 inch, a 2-inch, or a 1-inch tag. So you can do a number of different things with these different sizes, making borders. You can make smaller tags, larger tags, depending on the gift that you're giving. And remember, Cake Maker is for any holiday, any celebration, so feel free to do that. So, most of the ones I'm going to show you today are using the 2.5 because I like big tags. It's easier for me to write on the back. I usually do write the to and from on the back, but you can add a quick little sticker here if you'd like. So let's get started. So your first thing you're going to do is with your 12-inch trimmer, you're going to cut a 2.5-inch strip. So you're just going to go to 2.5 inches. And then what I like to do with my takes is I like my takes to be 4.5 inches from top to bottom. It's just a nice hearty take and I won't lose them. So I'm going to cut it at 4.5. And then what you're going to do after that is you just slide it in. There are step downs for where you can cut this. So you just stick it in, and if it's not perfect, you just go over and trim a little bit off, and then it just slides right in. If you want to check, then just double check on the back side, and you can see we're going to be doing flipping it a lot. And I'm just going to go ahead and press it down. All right. And so what I'm going to do with my wrapping paper is the exact same thing. Now, my wrapping paper is just a bad piece, basically. It's just not a good piece all the way around. It's just, whatever I had left over from wrapping a present. So I want to make sure that I have at least one solid piece to go through and then kind of play around with where you want this to be. Are we 4.5? We're going to be a little short on this one, but I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just have that be a little border. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I want Noel to be my top part. So I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going to, since I know I have a straight edge, I cut that also. And then I'm going to go and cut at 2.5. 2.5 is what we're going to cut at now. Yep, that'll be perfect. 2.5. Oops, I want this side because I want the Noel, right? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I just clean up as I go. I can't stand a mess. So now I just need to decide how I want this to go. Do I want this all the way up to the top, or do I want to leave a border? And I'm going to leave a little bit of a border here. And so I'm just going to adhere it. This is the simplest and easiest way that you can do it. But it's a nice way to just kind of match the presents and kind of have fun with your tag maker. If you have nothing else to do, I trim it over because who knows if I cut right. And what I should have done, I'm going to pull this off, is I put it on the bad side of the, I wanted to be able to put my tag there. Nope, I'm going to do it on this side. All right. So for this one, I use the whole tag and put it up there and recut it. For this one, I'm just going to use a border on it. So I love our snow pals. I think our snow pals are are some of the cutest things that we have. And so I'm just going to go ahead and punch a snow pal out. This is the snow pal punch. And I'm going to go ahead and just trim them off. And then I am going to use foam squares to pop them up. And I don't want to waste a whole foam square because it's just a tag. Now, I don't know who's going to keep the tags or who's not going to keep the tags. So I am going to go ahead and just trim this in half. And I'll put one up here and remove the tag. And I may put this one up a little bit higher to give it a little bit more fun. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the heart. So use that up here. All I want is the heart from these two. All right, I'm going to trim it off just a little bit to make sure that it will fit on there nicely. Okay. And a little bit of tape runner, probably use repo, but I have a little bit left there, so I'm just going to do that. Learn how to use your little pieces, and voila. Super easy tag. Go ahead and put a ribbon through it, and you are all set. So that tag is done and very easy to do, so you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Another super easy way to make your tag is to use your mats, your variety mat packs. All right, typically in every variety mat pack, you have a solid on one side, and then you have some borders that you can put a photo on or you could write with. You have the border that goes around, and then you have the two journaling box type. All right, so for the journaling box type, same thing, you're just going to go to 2.5. So let's see, so this is a 6-inch, so I'm going to cut, and I'm just going to keep shimming it down till it's exactly what I want it to be. So a little bit more. Can I get 2.5 here? Nope, I need to go a little bit more. And am I at 2.5? Yes. So I just do this by eye. I'm not measuring it out exactly. Remember, I want to go to 4 or to 4.5. So this is 4. I'm going to measure it. This will be the bottom, and I want a little bit more there. And so I am going to go ahead and trim off the top. And then all you do is take your tag maker and punch it. And then you have room to go ahead and add things. And it's a very easy mat or easy tag to make. All right, so that's using that style. I'm going to go ahead and keep that to the side so I can make another one. So this is the other style that we're going to work on. So what I need to do for this one is I need to take off these edges. All right, so I'm just going to trim the edges off. And I'm going to trim the top off because I really love having that bottom border already decorated. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. I'm going to 2.5. I can get 2 tags out of here. And I don't know what that says, but we're just going to keep going and hoping that this is still recording and everything is going well. All right. Okay. So then I can go ahead and I've got two tags that I've already made, so I don't have to worry about getting that done. And so what are the things that I want to encourage you to do is when you're working with tags especially, all those extra pieces that you have left over from like your card kits, those are wonderful things to use. So this is a card kit I just put together. And what I'm going to be able to do is go ahead and just take a uh, um, foam square, add it to the bottom, and then I have a take that's already set. All right, so I plan on using all these for our takes today. And so this is how simple you can do it with just that one card. And then with a plain card, you just go ahead and cut it at 2.5, and then you can just get the same two out of it. Yeah, two out of it. And use the backside, maybe these extra snowflakes to go ahead and decorate the bottom of it if you want. So out of your variety mat packs, this is a great way that if you have leftovers to just go ahead and punch them all out in tags for birthday, for celebrations, for anything. And then you have tags for any topic. Also, it's a great gift. You can gift tags to get to people and just a nice way to use something that's a little bit more homemade and kind of fun to do. All right. So same thing here. What I did with this pack is this is a pack of Joy to the World. So super old set. And what I'm doing for tags is I'm taking all the embellishments and the stickers that I would not necessarily put on a page. So this is one instance where you're able to take something that you may not ever use, and it's just going to sit there. Put them on the tags and use them that way. All right. So that is what I have done for all the samples that I have made. All right. So that is that one. The next is we're going to go ahead and just make some very super sweet tags. All right. So I am using, just kind of have to look at your colors. So I've got some very traditional Christmas colors. So this is what I'm going to be using for that. And there's 'Tis the Season. We can cut these up. Fun way to use your card kits up. Advisors, this would be a lovely class for you to do around the Christmas time, is to have a tag making class and bring everything out. All right. So let's start. And we're just going to I'm just going to kind of follow these examples. I'm going to go ahead and use this gold. And once again, our tag base is going to be 2.5 by 4.5. And I'm doing that 4.5 because I want to make sure that I have that. This is a 1/2 inch from the round part of the tag to that base. Okay. I'm going to punch it out. And then I'm going to put some kind of a base paper on it. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use this leftover card and just do it this way so I don't have to worry about it. And this one is going to be 2.5 by 3. And that's just going to give you that small piece that you're going to put right here. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and add this on. And I'm going to make this the gold one here. And what I'd love to be able to do now is I love how we do this little itty bitty piece on top. It just brings everything together. This is what we're going to do. All right, so you're going to do 1/8 of an inch. So if you look at your mat, and you're all yelling at me now because I should definitely change my mat because it is definitely needing to be changed. All right. If you go from this line to this next line, that is going to be your 1/8 of an inch. All right, so I'm just going to slide it over. So you have your cut line, you're going to go to the dotted line next to it, and that is going to be your that we are going to put on the top. So you have to hold it pretty tight. I am not doing a great, there we go. That one's much better. All right, so it's super thin, just very, very thin. You're going to then use your adhesive mat. And I'm just going to go down with my repo. Make sure I'm doing this on the right side. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and just line this on the top and on the bottom. And it just finishes that part of the tag off. All right. So super easy, not a lot to think about. And then I'm just going to add some stickers and um, some embellishments. So I have some here, and I might even take something off one of these just because I know which ones I will use and which ones I won't, and I'm just going to kind of use them all up. And so I'll put this here, and I will do, I'm going to do to you and yours, and I'm going to pop those up again. I don't have any of the itty bitty ones left. And I do cut a lot of my foam squares. All right. And add a ribbon, you're all done. So great way to use up your embellishments, great way to use up all your other things. So that one is our simple one here. So we will go ahead and move that one off to the side. Then we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to add a border maker. So you can go ahead and add your border maker to it. And I'm just going to repeat the same direction so that we can get this through. This will be my base at, no, I might do, we'll do our base here at 2.5 to 4.5. And we're going to go in here. It just slides in, making sure it's there. I've been known to not make it cut very well on every single time. So this time I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use, trim off this snowflake. So I'm using all the different pieces. We know it's 2.5. I'm going to use that little snowflake piece. And I'm going to move it down a little bit. And this time I'm going to use red to be my accent color. And so I'm going to go here, try and get this so it doesn't move on me. There we go. Once again, pull out your mat. And you're noticing that some of this, I did not hold it down enough, so it's not perfect, but it's perfect enough for 2.5 inches. All right. So I can do 2.5 on one side, 2.5 on the other. Right. And then I'm going to simply put this piece on up a little bit higher. And I think I'm going to pull out some stickers just to be able to show you the fun. I love how everything just kind of coordinates with us here. So it's going to be kind of a fun one to use. And what I'd love to do is I'm just going to put these, it's going to be too hard to make on there. I think I'll do this one. So I'm going to put this here. I know that this can go here beautifully, but these two ends are sticky also. And if they're sticky, it's going to press down onto the tag, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my finger where I don't want it to be sticky. And I'm going to take our anti-stick, and you can pound it like this, or I like to just twist it. I think we get a better amount of powder on there if you just twist it. All right. And so then I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. And it gives it that three. I didn't have to put foam squares underneath it. All right. So that one is completed. We are all set and wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So that one's done. All right. Oh, but I didn't put that, I didn't. So go ahead and you can use your border makers to go ahead and add extra pieces too if you don't have the stickers on it. This is a fun time that when I do my border makers, I'm just going to, um, this is why I truly just use scraps. So I don't even have to take my whole system out. I don't have to keep the casing. I'm just going to go ahead and let me do this here. And I'm going to punch it down. And there are my ornaments. And the fun part about this one is you can go ahead and take these little pieces and I put them in the other ornaments to kind of pop them up just a little bit. So if I wanted red in here just to reverse them, I'm just going to use my, doing this one. We'll make a smaller tag here. And nice tight one there. I can go ahead and just use my repositionable and put it on. And then I'm going to use my precision point and just fill this with the glue. And the way that I'm going to do it is I know that you can use your um, and the anti-stick, the little sticky thing that you press down and get them, but it's too small, so it's really hard for me to get it, and then it sticks to the glue, and then I'm not able to put them on there. So the typical way before we even had that little doojabby is I would just use um, my scissors or the very tip. This one has been leaking a little bit, so the very tip of my, okay, so we're not going to work the way I want it to be today. A tweezers would work very nicely, but once I have glue on my fingers, it's very easy for me to go ahead and put these in. So it's just a nice way to mix up your colors. Once again, you can stick to the colors of the um, present if you want. And there should be two more here. There's another one. And there's another one. Once you get a little glue on your fingers, it's so much easier. There we go. All right, so I would do that with 3 different colors of things so that I don't have to worry about it. And then add some things on the top or add another color on the top, and then you're all set for using your punches. So one punch with your border maker system will make a very, very cute little tag. All right, so use whatever you have left. Or you could also just stick this underneath and punch it. Okay, so we could have done that too. Stick it underneath. Let's do that while we have time here. So this is sort of how I make cards too, is that whatever I have left on the table, I'm just going to kind of put things together. All right, so easy to do. Just use whatever you have around and you will be all set to go. All right, so that's just one way to use your border maker if you would like to use that for this activity. All right, so we've done border makers, we've done another, so the one that I thought was super cute, and this could be used on a page so easily, is just to do a double end for your tag maker. All right, so we are going to cut a scrap at 2.5 inches. So let's move this stuff out of here again. Let's use gold again. So we're going to make it 2.5 inches. And then typically we do 4.5, but because we're adding another tag end to it, we need to add another 1/2 inch. All right, so we're going to go 2.5 by 5. Right, 2.5 by 5. And where did my sample go? There it is. And then we need a color to go on top of it. So if you're using a paper, you can go ahead and add just um I'm going to use this. So I'm going to go at to 2 because I want to go my next size in on my tag. All right. So I'm doing 2.5. Now I'm doing 2. I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 5 because typically it would be 4.5, but because I need 2 rounded ends, 2 tag ends, I'm going to go to 5. And that will fit. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this right in the middle. So you can either glue in the middle or you can punch them both separately. So let's punch them separately. Slide it in on the 2 mark, 2-inch mark, flip it over. Make sure it's snug in there before you move it out. And I'm going to do the same thing with the 2.5. Snug. I think it's easier this way because then my paper, if I did cut something wrong, I don't really have to worry about it. All right, I'm going to do up, and here. I think I need to clean my trimmer, and I'm going to use the same way that I cleaned my mat the other day, because I'm going to use the magic sponge and alcohol, but you can please anything except like your mat, your on tops up here too, and the wall stick here. All right. So I have this beautiful tag that I can do sideways now. So this could be on a page as a label for a page in itself. All right. So um let's add some fun to this one. And I will never use these candles on my page. And this may be just an easier one to use. I'm going to go ahead and add that on here. And then I'm going to hang this off to the side and do it for you. This could be a good one just to go ahead and add onto the package itself. So let's do for you. And then we're going to add a little treat on the top. Let's do a sticker on the top. All right, so I need an itty bitty foam square. Go ahead and cut. I'm very happy that I keep putting my scissors in the same spot so that I'm able to do this. All right. Here we go. This is sticker, so I need to don't want it to be sticky. All right. I'm going to put that right there. And then that is finished. So just a quick and easy way to go ahead and use this simple punch. All right. So let me clean up some of this stuff that's a mess. So there we go. So there's another sample of that one. All right. Our next thing that we're going to make is we're going to make a border. And so I am going to pull out my 12-inch trimmer. And our first border is going to be this one. All right, so once again, we're using the tag maker. You can choose to use decorative paper on it. I will do a base first and then we'll go from there. But it's a very fun technique that you can really use with any. This is the diamond link chain. This was in the last thing in the secret box. I absolutely adore this punch. It is so, so beautiful. All right, so we're going to go ahead and you can do any punch with this that cuts out. It's not connected on the sides. All right, so when you're looking at this, you're seeing that it is open on the top and on the bottom. So this punches out. This is a tree line. This one won't work because it's connected on the bottom. All right, so the tree line was great for our thing that we did the other day, but it's not good for anything that where we want it to punch out and give us this different effect. All right, So you have a number of different choices. I'm going to try and use the ornament chain for this one. We'll make it really specifically for Christmas. All right, so I'm going to put our sample up on top. I'm going to pull this down, and these are the papers that I have chosen to do again. They're there. All right, so I'm going to do the green. Once again, we're doing the same size um, for the 2.5 inch punch. If you go two, you're not going to have as big of a line in here in this section. You may not have any line in this section. So you can kind of play around with this. I wasn't going to do every option available. I'm trying to give you as much as I can in one video. All right, so we have a 2.5 by 12-inch square. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our border maker system, and I'm going to go ahead and use the ornament. And you're going to put your paper in. Your paper will fit in here. You're not going to have to worry about using any Post-it notes. It does work very well. All right. So what you want to remember is that you're skipping the first and the last punch. All right. So you're skipping the first and the last. So slide it in and just be gentle with it. Don't go too fast. So we're skipping. You're going to punch on 2, punch on 3, punch on 4, and punch on 5. Now, I'm going to try something. I hadn't tried it before, but thought about it right before I was going to record this. And what I'm trying is, since this punch is directional, can we make it so that it goes the same direction? And I don't know that that is going to happen, but we're going to at least try. So I'm putting it in, and it won't. It's going to pick me out. And I'm skipping 1, but I am going to 2 to 3 and to 4. We're skipping the last one. All right. Okay. So now we have our basic punch done. And we're going to go ahead now. You can do one of two things. I do like the fact that I do love this on here as just a closed border. There's nothing, between the two of them. It kind of brings it all in. There's nothing to really investigate or play around with. But if you don't like it, you can go ahead and take it off. So I'm going to go ahead just so that we stay consistent, and I will snip these off. And all you're doing, there's a little foam square stuck on my scissors, is I'm going to go ahead and trim this and trim that. And you could even save these for other pieces of your other tags that you're making where we need to put the little finishing pieces on. All right, so we have this piece done. What we're going to do now is we're going to go in, and I'm going to trim this out. So for this one, I am going to push it in, but I'm also going to flip it over to make sure that it is centered. And you can easily tell it's centered because it covers up both those. If I do it here, it's not, but once you play with this, you will see where it's centered. And then you're going to carefully, and you do this right-handedly. Right-handed, put it in and punch. And then I'm going to do the other side too, because it flops around once it gets in there. Right. So now I have these two. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a piece of 2-inch, because our 2 inch is our next size here. All right, so we're cutting a 2-inch piece. And the last one was 2.5. This is going to be 2-inch. And we're going to go ahead, and that's this. We're going to go ahead and trim both sides. We're going to do the take on both sides. This side and this side. And then we're going to cut it at 2. So we're going to put these in. Go to your 2 mark, cut on both sides. on both sides. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut a half inch. Now I'm going to go up to the first line, which is a quarter, right? Or is it a half? And you're going to cut. So it's a half inch. So half inch, yeah. So I cut a half inch piece. Didn't add to my directions. I will have to remember to do that. And then you're taking your piece here. Got a board to build on. And I gotta decide which side I like best. And I think this is too busy for me. I'm gonna do this side, but I'm gonna do this. Ooh, maybe that's even better. I like that. All right. You put these on. My side's here. A little bit too much. Doing it too? Let's try a little bit better. So you may have to trim. There we go. It's a little trimming. I can handle that. You can also go up a little bit more. I would rather have flush on this side. There we go. All right, where did my other little piece go? There it is. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to trim, but I'm going to just freehand it. And I'm going to place it on this side here. And then my little half-inch piece, I will put, see, I talked too soon before I said, there it is. I'm going to put it right down the middle here. All right. So I think that's just a little bit too much. I'm going to trim it down, or I might just leave that the way it is for this part, because you saw it here. So that was lovely. And now I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to leave this here. And I'm going to add, could do peace on earth. I could make it more fun. And I could actually do fun little items off of here to kind of decorate this. So I'm just going to leave it for this way now. So one, you could put the little piece of paper in the middle. The other is just leave it off. It's not a big deal. So these must be, let's just do this. It's 1.5. So these pieces are 1.5. They are not 2. They are 1.5. All right. So, right. It's a 2-inch piece and you cut this piece down at 1.5. All right. So when you're on your trimmer and you're cutting that little piece down, then it all works. Cut it at 1.5. And then you will have enough of this piece of paper to go all the way across. All right. Okay. So those are just, it's kind of a fun border that you can take into your regular everyday scrapbooking also. All right. So we're going to move those over. And our last one we're going to do is we're going to make these ornaments. All right. So just hang in there with me when you're doing this. So you're going to need 2 different sheets of paper. All right. So pick your 2 different sheets of paper. I have mine here that I'm going to use. I'm just going to stack them because I really don't need it to, this paper is thin, so I can go ahead and do it. So we're cutting at 2.5. And we are going to stack these and we're going to punch them and then cut them at 2.5. And you're going to want to do this a couple times. So I'm going to punch. And then I cut it at 2. At 2. And then you're going to punch it again. and cut it at 2. Let me get this out of the way. Cut it at 2. And again, we're just going to do this whole strip. Punch and cut. Punch and cut. You will need these little pieces that are left. All right. So what we're going to do now is you're just going to take these pieces and we're just going to stick them together. All right. So you're going to take, I'm going to take 4 of these and put 4 together. Or no, I'll just do 3. I'll just do 3. And you're going to put 3 of them together. And those little pieces you had left, we're just going to go ahead and put a little repo on it. They're going to hold these pieces for us. Okay. We're going to put them on this side and we're going to slide this in. And once again, you're just going to make that sure that they're in the way that you want it to be in, because once they'll move around. Oops. And I'm going to punch and take them out. Okay, I'm going to undo this part. And we're just going to do 2 more. So we have, what, we should have 3, right? We have 3. Three. And then you're going to do the same thing here. 1, put them together. More. Put it together. I'm going to take that same piece. It still has the sticky on it. Put it on the top. Slide it in. And punch. And take those off. And you now have your ornaments. Okay. So now I'm going to see what we have on the other side of this one. I'm going to do red, green, red, green. And you can go ahead now and just cut a strip that is 1/2. Let's go. Let's do this at 1/2 of an inch. I don't want to go 1/2. I want to go, yeah, there's a hand. There we go. Do 1/2. And now what you can do is you can go ahead and slide them through. All right. So you can decide to do over or under. And just pop them in wherever you want. So they go simply like this. And we're going to do green on the outside and green is over. And then we have red is under. All right. So we have these 2 done. So we're very good. So let's quickly do some ornament tops. All right, let's put these tops on the ornaments. And you do that also with the same punch. So let me find my goal again. You're going to cut it 2.5. And you're going to cut at 2. And we only need 4 of them. So we're going to cut these 2. So you did 2.5 by 2. we're going to stick these two together. And we are going to go ahead and put them into our punch. So we're going to use our little method to stick it here. And we're going to slide it in. Punch. Do the same thing to the other side. Slide it in and punch. Pull it out, and the side that is this side is your ornament tops. All right, that's the ornaments as you saw. So those are the tops that we punched. Now you're just going to put this in, and I'm going to line it up with just a line so I get a straight cut. And sometimes they come out the same, and sometimes they come out different. We're not going to worry about them. So we have some tall ones, some short ones. And now you're just going to go ahead and put your tops on. So clear up this all so you see the workspace is here. Tape runner refill. We go here, 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 and here. And I'm going to take my tops and just put them on. So I'm going to match my reds. But you can just imagine all the different designs you could do with making these cute little ornaments. And then I have this one. And I'm going to put it there. And I have this one. I'm going to put it here. We're going to end this by going ahead and putting a piece on Earth with a cute little star. We'll add a star onto this one. All right. So those, my friends, are all the borders and all the ideas that I have to share with you on using your tape maker. So hopefully you have enjoyed learning some new techniques. Hopefully you learned some new techniques. And we'll put on the Facebook group different things that you might be working with. And you might have learned, or you may have taken this one step further. What's the rest of them? Anyway, you get the point. There we go. So I hope that you totally enjoy using these different techniques for the third day of Christmas. Thank you.